The views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of WTJX, its board, staff, or underwriters. This program is underwritten in part by and viewers like you.
Good evening, everyone. Apparently, we might have just a little bit difficulty with the mic, but I know mine walking kind of traded out a couple of times. And we'd really like to welcome you to the 4th annual Christian Shed Alliance Group and Crucian Cultural Group presenting the Galore in the Park Lights Galore on King Street. Is your mic walking now? Because I know it's a bit too away, but I can't talk for the whole time if they can't hear me talking to you. I mean, if it's you layman, unless TJS might got somebody that they're going to bring you a mic. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're glad to be here celebrating the Christmas time. And once again, it's a beautiful evening. I know everything looking good. You're going to look back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My mic is working. Good evening, St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. John, Water Island, Tortola, Atlanta, Miami, Washington, Texas, Orlando, where all of the Virgin Islands groups have been invited to participate in this evening's event. I want to welcome everyone who is here, the musicians, the families, the friends, the tree sponsors, our friends, the group, and everyone else who is here this evening. For the 4th time, what was a dream sitting at a table of a group of people has now culminated into going into year 5. And just imagine what is going to happen next year. So this evening is going to be an evening of love, nostalgia, speaking about past, present, future, and having fun. Having all of our elders here, having all of our friends here, having all of our families here. At this time, we are going to call on Mary Dima. But first of all, I guess I need to tell you who I am. I am Sandra Gerard Leong, a 10th generation, not a 9th, a 10th. And I live here, work here, love here, and the community is my home. So this evening, we will just continue on. We'll tell you a little bit more about ourselves.
You can introduce me to and tell me about how long I there and everything too, please.
And next to me is Mr. James Weber, Jr.
No, the 3rd, actually.
Oh, sorry, the 3rd. So tell us who you are.
No, I want you to tell me because you're the historian. I might miss it.
You should know about yourself.
I'm not sure that I know that much.
I knew your parents. I knew your grandparents.
See what I tell you? You know the whole thing. You could just tell them about me.
And we're family.
I didn't know that part. You know, these are things you don't learn when you're talking to people, you know. That's why I prefer to listen in these times. I used to talk for a living, and I think that's why I'm here. But I always prefer to listen to you, because the things you just said in the beginning was fantastic. I want to welcome Island people from all over and whatnot, because I wasn't aware that so many people listen, but because they got the TJX app, they could listen everywhere. Is that correct?
download the WTJX app.
You know, Sandra, you talked about us improving everything and so forth, and there's only one thing that I know that we can improve, but that I wish that we could. Because we have to cordon off the area, I think it got so many people that would like to be so much closer to this that unfortunately we can't do it because of the production. But because remember the first time we did it, people were mingling in and out and so forth and so on, and I kind of missed that a little bit. So
it's a lot of fun, but this is a production.
This is what I'm saying.
So we need the space. But we'll work on it for the 5th year. And maybe, Jimmy, you'll bring in some helicopters or something and put them on the roof. And
I just want to say, for those who wanted to get closer, I personally am sorry that you can't get closer. But yeah, perhaps we'll figure something out. You know what I mean? See if
continuing on, we'd like to bring on Mrs. Mary Dima. Mary is here somewhere. There she is.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Good evening, and compliments of the season to all our viewing audience, our listening audience, everybody. Here we are in King Street, and in front of Limerick Park. Christian State Community Alliance has a history with this park. It was almost 9 years ago to the day we had our first Limp Dip and Collectibles Fair, and we've done that twice a year up until 2020. We will be having our next one again in March. And the thing that happened when you talk about the fast, Sandra, is one of the first vendors at the fair was Brian Brignoni, and he did an exhibition, and he told me a story about him hiding out in the park here for 3 nights because he was in so much trouble at St. Mary's School he couldn't go home. And with that story, he told us about the story, there's a legend about the mermaid in the well here. So this park has a lot of history, but in 2013, people were not familiar with it. It got lost. It's a treasure. We brought it back. We cleaned up debris from trees that were still fallen from Hugo. And then we continued to host that fair. We continued to host fundraising events for Lively Up, for the Sunset Jazz. And Crucian Culture Group came to us a few years ago. Not came to us. Vivian is our secretary of Christian State Community Alliance, and talked about Crucian Culture Group and the events they wanted to do, and could they work under our umbrella. And yes, of course, we're thrilled. And it is amazing in 4 years' time how that recognition of this park increases and grows, and what a wonderful experience they're giving to us all. Excuse me. I just want to thank the Crucian Culture Group. I want to give recognition to Wanda Villet, who is chair and organized to put this event together for this evening. And I would like everybody to give these members who have put this together with their other events a hearty hand clapping right now. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful, wonderful season, everybody. Good night.
Thank you, Mary. At this time, we call on Vivian Epperson Flood, the president of the Crucian Cultural Group. Vivian?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 4th annual lighting of Limerick Park. I want to welcome each and all of our guests that's here. I want to say a special good evening and recognition to the Francis family, their friends, all that are joining them at their table, to each and every one of you. As Mary said, it was an idea, and I took 13 individuals, Sandra, a number of individuals, not just serving as our MC tonight, to bring this vision to life. We had one concept. We wanted to light up the park, and we wanted to show it on TV. The rest was via and TJX. Because you have to know when you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know when you don't know, you're very dangerous. But we got it done, and we're 4 years, and as the MCs have said, we're planning for the 5th year. This is who we are. This is our culture. These are the things we want to highlight. These are the things we don't want to forget about ourselves. This is what an identification that says, you know what, hey, this is what's unique and special about us. So with each and every one of you that's here, we want to say thank you for being here. I want to say thank you to the group, because each of the activities that we have has a lead, but there are 13 individuals that get this done and volunteer. So I want to say welcome, enjoy. This is year 4. Plan for year 5. And get ready as we begin, as we celebrate this holiday season. And to each of you, compliments of the season.
Thank you, Vivian. And at this time, we call on Stanley and the 10 Sleepless Nights. Don't forget to download the WTJX app.
Happy birthday, Jesus. I'm so glad it's Christmas. The tinsel and lights make everything bright, but the real gift is you. Happy birthday, Jesus. I'm so glad it's Christmas. The colors so bright makes everything right, but the real gift is you. Happy birthday, Jesus. Jesus, I love you. Happy birthday, Jesus. I'm so glad it's Christmas. The tinsel and light make everything bright, but the real gift is you. Happy birthday, Jesus. I'm so glad it's Christmas. The colors so bright, it shines in the night, but the real thing is you. Happy birthday, Jesus. Jesus, I love you.
Thank you, Stanley. At this time, in the air, Francis Gustav Jr. is not here with us in body, but he is here with us in spirit. And he is here in our hearts and our souls. He was the production engineer at WTJX Channel 12 and spent his entire television production career working behind the cameras as a videographer and in the studio control rooms. Other than Gustav's name appearing in show credits, the type of work he did often goes unnoticed by the average television viewer. You would never believe or know about all the things he did because he was never boastful, said his younger sister, Melissa Gustav. He touched a lot of lives, and he was so humble no matter how much he did. Gustav, a native of St. Croix, died suddenly on January 24th. As word of Gustav's passing spread in the community, his friends, colleagues, and government officials expressed shock and offered condolences to his family. Many described his calm demeanor and professionalism, even in the high-pressure situations that come with live televisions. Others commented on his immense talent in production and the pride he took in every task, whether it was important to him or someone he cared about, or if it was just part of his job. And for everyone here this evening, Francis was a part of CCG's family. And this evening we have his family here, and at this time I call on Vivian Epperson Flood and Mr. Gustav's family, his mother, his father, his sister, or sisters. Melissa?
Melissa, can you join us? You're the family rep. But Mr. and Mrs. Gustav, we had a wonderful time visiting with you. And as Sandra said, Francis is a part of our family. And this is the first year that we don't, he was our production manager, and he would always say to me, Vivian, this is a production. It ain't just TV, it's a production. And so, to keep him ever present, on behalf of the CCG family, the Gustav family has adopted us as well. We wanted to make this presentation. It is this year's art that will be given to all our persons, but we have Francis on this year's art for us. We know that he's here with us in spirit. We know that when we were at the home, your mom said to us that every artwork he gave to her. And so this year could not go by. We have a floral presentation for Melissa. We have a floral presentation for Mrs. Gustav. And we have a basket of fruits for Mr. Gustav. Know that you have adopted us. We have adopted you. You can't shake us. There's plenty of us. We know how to get to the house. We know how to stay at the house. Yes. And so know that although time may be short, the presence is many. So blessings, and please accept this from us to each of the Gustav friends and family. There's a little fancy thing on the side, it lights up, so we're going to show you how the lights go on. But with all our heart, and with all our thank yous, and with all our blessings. Thanks.
We will surely miss him. I know, it's hard to manage any production. And I'm sure I'm not an easy task to manage. But the beauty of Francis was he was just generally a nice guy. You like to be around him. Some things we can't say about a whole lot of people around us. So, Melissa, I will truly miss it.
Yes. Excuse me, the tears came flowing. It's very hard on us because me and him was very close, and we're a tight-knit family. And he loved his job, and the sad part is that he worked to the very end, because he passed away Monday, and the whole weekend before, he was getting ready for the governor's state of the territory. So that's to show you how he eats, sleep, and drank broadcasting. And I followed into his footsteps. He inspired me because I'm in the broadcasting field too. But we just want to tell everybody that has been holding up the family, thank you. And we appreciate everybody because we need the support because it was sudden. We wasn't prepared for it. And all I can say is thank you on behalf of the Gustav family. And my sister, Irma Abraham, Gustav Abraham is not here, but she's looking on the live stream. She resides in North Carolina. She sends thank you also. So thank you very much. Thank you.
So know that this evening's show is in tribute to Francis.
Thank you very much. And thank you to the family for being here. We will support you to the end. At this time, we're going to call on the Episcopal Deanery Choir, along with Mr. Alvin Milligan and friends.
As was in glory
Ladies and gentlemen, the Episcopal Deanery Choir. I think that it was a beautiful selection and a beautiful sound. I think that when you sound like that, you probably got a better chance of getting into heaven than those of us who have to just rely on our actions and how we live. Again, thank you, Episcopal Deanery Choir. And to follow that beautiful selection of songs, if we could have a poem by Jaron Richards, a Christmas poem. Mr. Richards?
Good night, everybody. My name is Jaron Richards, and I'm an author and teacher, and I'm here to present a poem. Can't you hear the loud horns honking, the serenades and troops rejoicing, heralding festivities to come, children dancing in the gleaming sun? Not for Santa, not for snow, but for all the dazzling lights that glow, embers and sparks of the heart, lighting up this time of dark. Christmas takes many forms, this we all know. Evergreen Christmas streams bloom in the snow. But here in the VI, we have the inkberry tree. Children these days should know their history. Jumbi beads, wari seeds, calabash and stones, a time when there were no decorations in stores. So we used our minds and the minds of the ancestors to light our houses up with plumes of golden feathers. Christmas is jubilation, love, laughter, and family. People visiting just for the guava berry. Sweetening taste buds like sorrel and coquito. Take one shot or two and remove your sorrow. Fruit cake, black cake, sweet bread, and callaloo. Mama Bake Your Johnny Cake was the song we all knew. How can we forget it? 'Tis culture and history. call up the sleepless nights and their leader Stan Lee. For sounds that sweetens the air and atmosphere, 'tis Christmas time in St. Croix, you hear? Rising Star Steel Orchestra and St. Croix Majorettes, beating and dancing to their very last breath. Captivating smiles of young children and even the elderly. This can all be seen in the town of Freedom City. If you ask me, I'm excited for festival this year. If you call on me, I'm coming with no fear. It's been so long since I've touched these streets, adrenaline and excitement with hearts that beat. So children, be sure to do well in school. Be sure to follow each and every rule so that you can enjoy this time of celebration. Christmas time, festival time, needs no explanation. Thank you.
Jerron Richards, thank you very much. One thing you're going to see this evening is you're going to see young, middle-aged, and elders. Everyone coming together for historical purposes. We educate, we inform, we have fun, we reach, we seek. We have some thanks to give. Acknowledgement of the tree sponsors. Tanya Marie Singh, WTJX.
Richard and Nancy Wright from Night Ventures, LLC.
Desiree Ross, Lisa Mitchell Harris, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority.
Amina Salim from the UVIRT Park.
Troy Schuster, Lucy Rodriguez, Pamela Toussaint, AARP. We want to say thank you to them, and we will continue naming tree sponsors. It is an act of kindness, an act of love to come here and work on these trees. They are magnificent, they're beautiful, and wait until they are lit.
Like how long did they be working on them?
Some of them are preparing items to go on the tree months before. So they're decorations, but then they spend about a week here putting it together. They spend long hours here.
Are they like
then
cranes and things?
They got cranes, they got big truck, they got lights, they come in the night, they look at it, they say don't look good, so take it down.
So did they practice it?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
But it's a lot of fun. It's gratifying, and when we light up this evening, everyone is going to be in amazement. So at this time,
What do we have next?
we have a little bit of history.
Who going to talk about that?
Mr. Kendall Henry and Dr. Lauren Larson.
So, when
Who you
Mr.
want to know?
When Mr. Larson is playing drums, he's Dr. Lauren Larson, or he's Dr. Lauren Larson on the drum them too?
He is Dr. Lauren Larson on the drums, in the classroom, on the radio, in the storybooks, and in the books that he's written for our children to learn. So at this time, I present Mr. Kendall Henry and Dr. Lauren Larson, the history of Kwelbe music and quadrille dancers.
Good evening, everyone. Season greetings. We hope that everyone is enjoying themselves tonight. And guess what? I'm supposed to give a history of Kwelbe, but guess what? We're not going to do that. It's going to take a few weeks, if not a few months, to do a full history of Kwelbe. So I'm going to give you sort of an abbreviated description of what Kwelbe music is and how it evolved over the years. First of all, it's been about 18 years since the legislature passed a law, actually a resolution it was, that recognized Kwelbe as the official music of the Virgin Islands. 18 years. Kwelbe has been around a lot longer. Kwelbe is the product of African survivals from when our ancestors were first brought here to the Danish West Indies. Kwelbe is the product of Bambula. Kwelbe is the product of Cariso. Kwelbe is the result of masquerade music. Kwelbe is the soul, the heart, the essence of our African cultural survivals. The music that you hear today survived under some very difficult circumstances. The slave owners prohibited our African ancestors from playing their music, but yet this music survived. It survived in the night after everyone was sleeping. Our ancestors would go in the hills and practice their kariso, their bambula, their music. And it is through the survival and emancipation in 1848 that this music was able to bloom, develop, and become the music that has evolved over the years. Time will not permit me to go into all the details of how this process happened. But what's really important, and the main takeaway that I want everyone to have tonight is celebrate this music. Respect it. Preserve it. And encourage our young people to do the same. Mr. Kendall Henry will now talk about the companion art form to Kwelbe music, which is a dance that accompanies it.
And as I begin, I'd just like to say, quadrille must be danced with Kwelbe music. It goes hand in hand. If you see dancing with any type of music, it's not our tradition, it's not a part of our culture. We have to stress that moving forward and going forward for the next generation of Virgin Islanders, because it is important to teach the traditional ways and our cultural ways. Now, as Dr. Larson said, we will need to have a couple days, couple weeks to break down the sentiments of what he is saying in more broader terms. But the quadrille that you will be seeing today is the French quadrille we do here on the island of St. Croix. On the island of St. Thomas and St. John, they do the flat German quadrille. Here on St. Croix, we do the French. You hear words like balancer and tourner, which is French. We also do the French lancers, which is a formal style of quadrille that is done at Government House, formal events. Here tonight, we have the Aya Cultural Dance Company, and they will be performing, as we like to call it, the regular quadrille with basic moves and basic steps. Now, quadrille was created on the sugar plantain fields by mimicking the plantation owners and putting in their own movements, the African movements and the African rhythms, and which we come up today in the new form of what we call quadrille. Now, the ladies and gentlemen is dressed in full quadrille outfit from head to toe, and even to that has become modernized as this new generation has put forth the creativity of style and design into the ladies' outfits, into the ladies' headpieces, because only in the 1960s that you can really see where the ladies' headpiece go extravagant from wearing a kata, which the head just used to be wrapped, into what you have today, where is a whole process of starching, folding, ironing, and then putting on the lady's head. So I hope you enjoy, and as Dr. Larson, I share his sentiments as preserving our culture, living our culture, and improving our culture. We do it hand in hand, and we do it in order to share to the next level of Virgin Islanders. So we'd like to thank the Crujan Cultural Group for inviting us here tonight for this wonderful, wonderful event. And we have been a part of this event for the past 4 years, all 4 years, and we look forward for many, many more. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kendall and Dr. Larson. If we could bring on the II Cultural Group, I know all we want to see how this French style is. I know I've learned something tonight. I didn't even know there were two different styles, and I thank you, Mr. Henry. The II Cultural Dancers. All right.
Hook your partners and promenade, right, promenade. Two, ne? Two, ne? Dress right back, dancers. Balance. Two, ne? Ladies, hands across. Draw away. Balance. Two, ne? Dress right back, gentlemen. Gentlemen from the head. Take your partner's hand. Grand meet. Partners run. Sashay. 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 Left, right, two, ne? All gentlemen at the head. Grand meet. Two, ne? Balance your own partners, gentlemen. Balance. Two, ne? Dress right back and hold a line. Go and meet. Draw away. Who wants more? Partners run. Ladies change away. Ladies alone. Balance. Two, ne? Now yoke up. Stamp your feet. Two, ne? Contrary. Two, ne? Now yoke up. Stamp your feet. Two, ne? Contrary. Two, ne? Now yoke up. Stamp your feet. Two, ne? Contrary. Two, ne? Now yoke up. Stamp your feet. Two, ne? Balance your own partners, gentlemen. Two, ne? Take your partners in hand, gentlemen. Go and cross. Go and cross. Balance. Two, ne? Hook your partners and promenade right. Two, ne? Two, ne? Take your partners and dance away.
promenade right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the II Cultural Dancers. So now if you could just download the WTJA app, you got your own YouTube video on how to learn to dance. You even got a Carla, Kendall Henry. You could come out there and do your own quadrille next year.
And I am sure that one of the things that you noticed this evening is that each gentleman had on a different color madras.
I didn't know that.
You didn't notice that, right? There are so many varied colors of madras, including the Virgin Islands madras, which is on my pin and on this beautiful token of appreciation, which I will talk about. But everyone that does dance, their costumes are gorgeous.
Is there any significance to the type of madras? Does it mean anything? I know the head tie have significant meanings.
They do, but the madras, there's madras from certain islands have picked madras, like we have this madras, which is the Virgin Islands madras, which is the green, the yellow, the blue. So each island kind of has their own, but we share amongst ourselves.
So how many islands were represented today?
A whole lot.
Oh, okay.
Because some of the costumes had more than one color of madras. But it's the beauty of the dancers in their clothing coming out. So Jimmy, next year you could wear a madras shirt.
I got one. I wear one the year before.
Well, you know,
it
you
looked
don't
like a
have to wear
cowboy
it.
shirt, but it was really a madras.
All right. Every year, we have come up with a token of appreciation for the tree sponsors, the band, and persons participating in this production. And this year, Naomi Osorio and family have come up with this beautiful token that we are going to be giving out this evening, and I'm going to bring it out to the front. So the first year we had a lantern. The second year we had mokojumbis. The third year we had a wire art by Waldemar Broadhurst. And this year, Naomi Osorio and family have come up with the quadrille dancers that are lit. So for our tree sponsors and those persons participating, but I want to say to her, thank you very much for doing these. It's a work of art. One of the things that we need to always look at in the Virgin Islands is that we have people who have different cultural abilities, who do great crafts, and there are craft fairs all over. Maybe next year for the 5th, we'll have a crafts fair, and we'll be able to share the kinds of things that Jimmy does. Because I'm sure that Jimmy does something.
I don't think you could share any of those things in public.
All right. So at this time, we're going to thank and acknowledge some of our tree sponsors.
Would you like me to go first? With
Yes,
Pauline
please.
James, Etalie Pickering Michelle, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Inc., New Chi Zeta Chapter.
Rashida Russell, Caravel Hotel and Casino.
Nate Marosha Law Firm.
Emerito and Eli Torres, Eddie Ortiz, Annual Three Kings Traditions, Inc.
Dwayne Howell, Arch Kaya, and One Love. And these are the people that actually put up a tree.
Yes.
Okay.
That have brought the decorations, the lights, come here with time and dedication to and some decorations. There is artistry to each tree.
So we know we got at least 10 trees that are lit up, decorated.
We have more than that.
Okay, well, at least so far.
Well,
We did only 10 of them, we said.
so at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Jimmy to introduce the Gentleman of Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Gentleman of Jones has been around for 70 years. And we'd like them. They started in 1952. This is the 70th year anniversary. And they, too, will be singing a Christmas carol. Gentleman of Jones, if you would come forward. And there we go. We have a quintet, if you would. I used to belong to the group, but I used to have to mouth the words, so they are not missing my voice there.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Compliments to the season. We'd like to do our theme, and then we'll do our song. Some of the members are supposed to be here, but they're in the bar getting up the courage. By the time they get here, we will be done. Our theme, gentlemen. We're the gentlemen of Jones. Let us light up your life. Now our song, we hope you like it. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of our hearts. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of our heart. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your King. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your King. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We thank you for your contributions. We thank you for your contributions. We thank you for your contributions. We hope to see you next year. We thank you for your contributions. We thank you for your contributions. We thank you for your contributions. We hope to see you next year. Good tidings we bring to you and your King. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your King. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Fantastic, gentlemen. If we could get an overzealous round of applause for the gentleman in Jones. For those of you who do not know, the lights right above the gentleman in Jones put them up, the street lights and everything. And I don't think anything could happen in Christmas without the gentleman at Jones and Christianstead. We must acknowledge that, we've been around for that many years, and even though things change and times change, you will always see those lights up for Christmas on the street.
Thank you, gentlemen of Jones. For our guests that are here this evening and our tree sponsors and our friends and family, we have a bar, a host bar by one of our sponsors, Diageo. So if you need a drink, please go to the host bar, and they are serving hors d'oeuvres. So if you need to get up and get something, please do. But to Diageo, thank you for being here, for having our host bar, and please take advantage of the host bar. So we are going to have a little discussion on the beautiful inkberry tree, storytelling. And I think she's there. I can't see.
Yeah, she's there. She's right at the mic.
So Asheray Crump Morris, take it away with the beautiful inkberry tree.
Good evening. Good night, everybody. I don't know about a discussion part, but I just storytelling for I, okay? Discussion is later. I gonna tell I a story about the inkberry tree. Long time ago, there was a young girl named Helen. She and her family had lived down in Denmark Hill. And her mother cleaned the house so good, my son. She cleaned it well. And Helen was so excited that it's time for Christmas. So she went to the kitchen to find her mother. And when she find her mother, she said, Mommy, when we gonna go get a Christmas tree? So she said her mother couldn't turn around and answer her so fast because she was in the kitchen cooking sweet bread. She was using one of them long paddles to get a sweet bread out of the oven. So when the mother get all the sweet bread out, she turned around and said, your father and your brother's gone to go and get the tree. So they should be here any minute. So when they come now, everybody help get a tree inside the house. Well, Helen know that her aunt and her cousin coming into town. And she know her cousin always have all kind of questions. So she help her family decorate the tree. And she wait for her aunt and her cousin to come. Finally, the door ring and her cousin and her aunt reach. And the first thing her cousin gonna ask she is, what is that? She said, that's our Christmas tree. She said, that ain't a Christmas tree. A Christmas tree is a pine tree. It's straight and it's tall. And it bear needles. It even have corn on it. She said, it don't even get no juicy fruit on it, but it get corn. So, Helen had got a little upset because she so proud of her tree. So her aunt came and she hold on to the two young girls. And she said, come have a seat, man. Let me tell you what an inkberry tree is. So she said, all over the world, Christmas is celebrated differently. Some people celebrate Santa Claus. Other people have the spirit of Christmas. Then she said, here and St. Croix, St. Thomas, and St. John, we get an inkberry tree. The inkberry tree is straight, known for its straight axis. It's also known where, when you decorate it, it's very pretty, my son. So her aunt said, well, this tree you see here is the most beautiful tree that she have ever seen since she was a little girl. Mind you, she older than Helen. When Helen tell the cousin, now you understand why we have the inkberry tree. So the cousin Audrey apologized and said, I'm so sorry, but wait, we missing one more thing for the tree. She said, what we missing? A tree topper. So Helen run down underneath her bed and she get a big box out where get a big Christmas tree star. And all of them put a star on, and they sat down, and they start to sing, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Asheray Crump Morris. We do have an inkberry tree that was harvested by the gentleman of Jones. I won't say where they got it from because it might have been in somebody's front yard, and now they might have a hole out front. I don't know, Jimmy.
Nobody
where
don't
one
grow
come
no
from.
inkberry tree.
I have one in my yard. It
You
is
grow
small,
that?
but I grow in it.
You grow in a tree?
I grow in it.
Every inkberry tree I know, you just go in the bush and look for one. I've never seen one growing in nobody's yard.
I hope that you all did not dig one out of somebody's yard. It might have been Jerry's yard. You never know.
No, me
But we want to thank the gentleman of Jones for going up in the hills and bringing a tree. And we'd like to thank the Pearl B. Larson Elementary School Art Department, Dina Graham and her students. Dina is the art instructor, and the students are not here this evening, but we thank them for all of their artwork and the decorations for the inkberry tree. So to the Pearl B. Larson Elementary School Art Department, halos to you all.
This might be part of the discussion. You and me grew up knowing and calling it an inkberry tree, right?
Yes.
But in the literature and in the story, it's an inkberry tree. So how we get to be inkberry?
Jimmy, you and I need to go and find some old people and sit down and talk to them.
You got them right underneath the arch there, right underneath the arch. You got quite a few of them there. They're in blue. And I know one of them is a botanist.
Oh, well, then let's call on the botanist and ask him what it's called.
You got a discussion thing coming here, you know what I mean? Because really and truly, for me, an inkberry tree used to be just a cassia tree dress up for Christmas. That tree will choke you.
And I must say, I didn't mean anything about old because I old, so they tell me at work. But for Jimmy, it's called old. Because Jimmy a little older than me, you know?
Timmy said. Timmy say, don't point on me. Introduce the singer, please.
So at this time, we're going to call on Sasha Evans for a musical selection. Sasha, take it away.
I've heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music. It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift. A baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Now you say I took the name in vain. I don't even know the name, but if I did, well, really, what's it to ya? Know it all. I stand before the Lord a song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. I did my best, it wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I told the truth, I didn't come to fool ya. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord a song with nothing on my tongue but hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Thank you.
You know, one of the things that
I know she's
astonishes
going to have them
me,
before me.
astonishes me all the time is the amount of people that we have in the Virgin Islands who can sing, who can dance, who can do crafts. So I'm going to call on the Crucian Cultural Group that next year, I think they need to have some kind of musical tribute where people can come out and we can find a place for people to come and sing. Jimmy, you could sing.
No, I had an opportunity. You say me move.
I can't sing either, but there's so many things. I can cook, I could bake, I could make jellies, I could make jams, I could make juice. Jimmy, I make a juice, a guava berry lemonade.
You tell them you can make alcohol.
Yeah, I don't make guava berry too.
Okay then, all right. I was wondering why you are leaving that out.
I haven't made, I'm in the process of doing the 2022 guava berry, but guess what I found?
What did you find?
I found a bottle from 1980. It's amazing.
You find this bottle, you said?
Yeah, we're cleaning out the liquor cabinet and it was in the back.
You just tell me I might have helped them thief an Inca berry tree, and you just happen to find this ancient bottle in somebody's liquor cabinet?
No,
really?
it's in my liquor cabinet.
Oh, so you had it all the time.
No,
You
no,
didn't
no,
know
no,
you
no.
had it?
It was my father's liquor cabinet, and then it became my mother's liquor cabinet. And now it become my liquor cabinet.
So
because my mother used to make guava berry, and that's where I learned how to make guava berry.
So because you're the oldest, it's yours.
Yeah, it's mine.
All right, all right.
I don't buy the guava berry, so it's mine.
I just know some other family members. You know.
Yeah, well, they can bring the guava berry, and I'll make it, and maybe I'll give them a bottle. So, Jimmy, you just cook, right?
Very limited things.
So what local food can you make?
Conch.
In butter sauce?
Yes.
And it'll be tender? I don't like to chew a lot in, some conch it's so chewy you could just chew the juice out of it and throw it away.
You ever see me selling conch anywhere?
You told me that you cook conch.
Yes, but have you ever seen me selling it? Stop, no man. Nothing, everybody know that. I just sell raw conch. Sushi conch.
But I'm talking about conch in butter sauce.
Good for you. You were the cook.
So I guess you can cook. But Jimmy has never brought the conch to my house so that I could cook it. So maybe one of these days he will bring it.
I am a purveyor of sushi conch.
All right.
Ain't got nothing in butter with that.
Well, we could try. We could try a little thing.
No.
All right. Jimmy, introduce the next group, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me just introduce a roundtable conversation about Christmas. And the discussion is going to involve Mrs. Asheray Crump Morris. She's going to be chatting a little bit with Jeanette Rouse Cochran, Dr. Olaf Bronco Hendricks, and I think there's just the three of them, although the lights are in my eyes. And if you're watching from TV, the woman in the middle is Janet Rouse. We only got one man there, so that got to be Bronco. And the other lady is Asheray. So I'll go have the discussion. And Bronco, you can answer that Inca berry thing for me, please. Because I'm learning things tonight.
I ain't getting paid for that part over there.
No, we ain't getting paid, Bronco.
We getting paid, yeah, so just leave me alone.
You start a problem or no? You getting paid? Done.
Well, I guess I'll start. They're a little nervous over here, okay? So since I've been up here already, I'll just start for them. They don't call me the what? Millennial. Out of the bunch. To my grandmother, I old, my soul old, okay? We're going to talk a little bit about Christmas. Christmas for me is way different because in this day and when I was growing up, Crucian Christmas Festival, I used to always want to go. I've been in parade. I've been in a troop. With a school, I did masquerading. I did quadrille. I do a little bit of everything. And for me, food, I love my belly, okay? I love the saltfish. I love everything that all the old people them to cook. I don't look for the good boot them, okay? Because when you find an old person in there that she's sitting down in her little chair, knocking in her Johnny cake, you know them Johnny cake good, okay? Because she taking her time to make it.
Well, what I remember about Christmas here on St. Croix is that long ago, money wasn't that important. The important thing for us was looking out for one another, and we were kind of friendly. We were more friendly with one another. You would go to Mary's house, Jane's house, and a house, and get something to eat. I remember in my earlier days, I grew up right up the road there, Freegot, right? One of the longest street in Christiansted. And Bronco and I been on the same street. So, we know about going up in the hill to get in berry tree and guava berry. 2 for me, 1 for the bucket. That's how we used to do it, right? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I remember we had a lot of food. I in my earlier days, I don't remember parades. I think parades came way after. I remember masquerading. I remember steel band. And the steel band tramped them. The steel band them used to have more than 1 steel band. So they used to clash, right? And the steel band them in bin and truck. The man had thing over the shoulder and they were walking in the street. That's how the steel band tramp used to be. And we used to have a lot of fun dancing. He had no fighting or none of that. Nothing like that was going on. And where we live, my uncle and my mother, they always doing things. So the steel band and the music used to come right up on East Street. Right, Bronco?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we didn't have to go places, you know. And what else I remember is that Manolin shop. I don't know if anybody know Manolin. Bermudez, our seller's Henry father. He had a grocery shop, so we used to get a ham, and the ham that we used to get was the ham in the bag. You had to soak it for a couple of days because it was very salt. But when you don't soak it and you boil it, it was good to eat. And sweet bread. And the one thing before I forget, ain't everybody had an oven, right? But they were extremely innovative. I watched my grandfather make an oven out of a lard pan. Now you want to know how that happened? He put in wire to make the shelf, and then he opened the lard pan half the way so he could chink it up with some wet cloth and put it over the coal pot, and then put a tin sheet with some fire on the top so you could bake in that lard pan. That's how I know it to be, because not everybody had an oven in their house, a gas stove to say. Right? So will you remember, Bronco?
Good evening, everybody. To me, Christmas at that time was a time when you had guava berry coming in. One.
That's right.
School going out.
Yes.
And little man coming up the road with package. That was definitely the 3 signs of Christmas to me. Now, there was another thing that used to happen around Christmas a lot with me, because I didn't have any sense when I was a little child at Christmas time, you know. I still ain't gay, you know, something overdue, but I used to get beat a lot around Christmas time. I couldn't stay in our little house. So I had to go from house to house begging people for food and all kind of thing.
At least that ain't changed over the years.
That ain't change?
No.
The beating change, or you can't beat your own today?
Well, in my age, we used to get plenty licks, so me know.
All right. But Christmas was definitely different. You could feel in the air the sense of giving. You could feel the sense that the temperature also dropped significantly around Christmas. I mean, you had times to know that. And also in the houses, everybody had 4 or 5 brand new books. Sears, Alden's, Waterhouse, and what the next one? Waterfield and National Bellas. Yeah. So we know that this is definitely Christmas time. But the steel band them, the Clashes, Hell's Gate, the other one out of Antigua, I forget the name, but anyway, there were like 3 or 4 bands that used to come visit us. And then you had Watagonians, Moonshiners, Trojans. Yes. Can't forget. And in the West, I think we had Shooting Stars or Silver Stars. And then the Bells of St. Mary's, which was an all-girls steel band. Wow. So it was mostly acoustic stuff that was going on. And then we had Vigodem and all these other people coming through the streets, masquerading, jamming music. And that was definitely, to me, one of the high points of the Christmas time when I was growing up. I stopped growing up yet, by the way.
The same thing here. We had a lot of fun, and I want to say it was clean, fun. I think everybody enjoyed one another. And the fun part was going from house to house to eat. You know, I never used to worry if my mother cooked something that I ain't like, because I had Mommy Derek's, I have Auntie Jean, I have Nen Rose, I have a whole heap of people in Encarnacion, habichuelas, arroz con habichuelas. Well, we eat plenty peas and rice growing up, you know. So we, what the restaurant name? Jose Garden. Yes. You know what I like about that? My mother used to send me to Jose Garden with a pot and $1.
Well, $1, you know.
$1.
You know how much for rice now?
Well, me, you know. But you know how much peas and rice we had in the pot. I used to be so glad when she sent me. And the authentic habichuelas, where they pick feet and everything in it. And the rice, the white rice. Yes. For $1, a whole pot.
Well, you can't get that for $1 here nowadays, okay?
That's for sure.
It's how much for a plate of rice and beans and stewed chicken? $15?
Wow.
$25, I believe, certain places.
You see, that's prosperity, right?
But before Jose's Garden, we had Doña Clara. And she was down by Merrill's Apothecary. And you had to take your own containers also. And Elwood Canton told me that you could buy a plate of food called a liter for 15 cents. And if she add meat to it, that was a meter. And that was 25 cents for the whole container, whatever the size container you bring. So it was definitely not going to break your bank back in those days. And then we had all kind of candies on the streets. Don't talk about Teto Theater.
10 cents.
Teto Theater had candy to hurt your head. You come out of there with rotten teeth.
And the ticket was how much?
Them guy would know. The ticket used to be like 10 and 15 cents, yeah.
Yeah.
And all of them used to pee in the back, and the pee used to go all the way down the front of the theater.
I had good times in the back.
Oh,
It was a lot of fun. It was easy fun. It was easy living, really. You know, but we know times would have changed. There are still some good things that happen now. It's just that we all, as members of this community, have to put our best foot forward and be as positive and work with we the older ones should work with our younger ones like you. I'm happy to see you here, you know, carrying on the tradition, because then you teach your children and they will learn.
When we sat down today and I was telling y'all about my grandfather, Bones Morris, you know, it was good to hear some stories about him, you know. And even with me, you know, growing up and stuff, one thing that we put as a tradition for my family is we start to camp. My uncle Posta, he owned a land right across near Claro Marco. Every year people would come there and they want to see the parade. They come there for Juve, everything. Every year, you understand? And every year we continue it, you know. God rest his soul, my son.
Yes.
I said, you know, with food and all for us, I remember when Johnny Cake was 50 cents for one.
That's expensive.
Well, listen, it was cheap for we who like Johnny Cake.
50 cents no more, though.
No, it's $1 for one, no. But it's okay. It's all right. But, you know, for me, I would just hope that the children of today will start to learn from the older generation, you know. We have to, like you said, put our best foot forward. We have to really dig into the culture of the Virgin Islands.
That's
because it is enriched here. You understand? I like the fact that we was able to do this for 4 years. 4 years this cultural group came about and said, we're going to do this. We're going to put it together. We're going to get these people to come out, volunteer their time, and come out and do this.
Yes.
Show people what culture look like.
That's for sure. And I'll always be here as long as I could move.
Okay. Well, what we have to do, for me now anyway, I'm glad you mentioned putting your best foot forward, because for me that easy. We know which one is the best one. But I'd like to thank all of you out for being out here this evening. And for me, it was just a big ball of pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
We thank you for being here with us this evening and sharing your memories. And they said something very important. Each one of us teach one. Find a younger person, educate them on what it was like, teach them how to make a sweet bread, teach them how to make a black cake, teach them how to make jellies and candies. We have very few people who still make authentic candies and authentic tarts, not pastry dough you buy from the supermarket, you put it in a cupcake pan, you take some guava jelly that you get from the store, you put it in. No, the authentic. So at this time, we're going to call on Jailisha Ortiz for a musical selection. Jailisha is getting ready. So I'm going to remind everybody, find a younger person and please teach them so that our traditions continue, that their children can also know about the candies, the cakes, the cookies. In fact, today I went and picked up a bag of candy from Lyra Tong to send to my daughter in Florida so she can give them out as Christmas gifts.
Which candy you like the best?
Don Desla.
Don Desla?
Yeah.
How about the hashu them? I like them there.
You like the cookie, the hashu cookie?
I had better teeth then, but I like them.
Jailisha Ortiz.
Did you know it's your baby boy? But one day I'll walk on water. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy is come to make you new? This child that you delivered will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would give sight to a blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would calm a storm with his hands? Did you know that your baby boy would walk where angels run? When you kiss your little baby, you kiss the face of God. Oh, Mary, did you know? Mary, did you know? The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will leap, the dumb will speak. Praises to the Lamb. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? The sleeping child you're holding is the great I am.
Thank you.
Heavenly, actually.
Heavenly.
Yes.
Heavenly.
Just a beautiful, beautiful voice. I understand why now people follow singers around, why there are groupies.
Yes.
They gonna go got a special place in heaven for all of we.
So at this time, we'd like to give special thanks to some people. In order to do this, you need money. You need help. You need manpower. And the people in our community are giving people. So special thanks to WTJX, Channel 12. Via. They're giving out these tokens of appreciation to them as I call their names. Virgin Islands Department of Tourism and Division of Festivals. Diageo USVI. The Virgin Islands Lottery. Virgin Islands Department of Sports, Parks, and Recreation. Grand thank you to the Virgin Islands Police Department. Virgin Islands Fire and Emergency Medical Services. And you would not believe last night they were here with the fire truck washing down the road. We can always thank the firemen for coming and assisting us. The Gentlemen of Jones. The VI Consortium. Caledonia Communications Corp, WSTX AM 970. Mr. David Marshall. And King Cross Associates, Inc. Without these people and others, we would not be here this evening. So we say thank you again to our sponsors. So Jimmy, what's next? Thanking the acknowledgement of tree sponsors. Continue, Jimmy.
I got Lorna, turn this on. The tree sponsors are David Johnson and Captain Carl Holly from Cruiser Marine Services, Trey and Sarah Gunning from Gallows Bay Bistro, Lorene Williams from Caldwell Bankers. Those, I think so now that makes it like 13 trees, yes. Right? So that's a
and then thing. The honorable mention to Mr. Randa Chook Knight, Mr. Ricky Mesa, and the Kana crew, the corner tree. And if you look to your west, the corner tree, is it lit? Not yet. They're waiting until we count down so they could light the tree. But without Chook, I don't know what we would do. He's the one who comes and unlocks the gate and locks the gate at night, where at midnight when we turn off the lights.
Chuck got a key.
Chuck got the key. Chuck is the man of the street. Without Chuck, what we would do?
I just glad to know in case, you know.
You don't need to go in there in the night.
Christmas was done just now.
Jimmy, stay where you live. Come, visit the trees.
It looks like a great place
to
meditate.
Jimmy, I think what you should do, bring your wife. You come and look at the trees, see the beauty of the trees, and then you leave. And you say, good night, Chuck. I'll let Chuck lock up. Otherwise, Chuck might lock you up inside the park.
You want to hear an interesting fact? Chuck and I born on the same day. So we each owe each other favors on our birthday. He never tell me about a key.
You're born in the same year?
Not the same year. I'm a little older than Chuck.
Oh.
Yeah. But both of us were born on the same day.
Co-brothers.
There you go.
All right.
So I'm glad he got a key.
So, a musical selection by the great dame, Jeanette Rouse Cochran.
Good night, everybody. This is an a cappella piece. And I want to say in all that we do, we have to remember the reason for the season, the birth of the Christ child. So the song I'm going to sing is called Birthday of a King. In a little village of Bethlehem, there laid a child one day, and the sky was bright with a holy light. Oh, the place where Jesus lay. Hallelujah, oh, how the angels sang. Hallelujah, oh, it rang, and the skies were bright with a holy light. 'Twas the birthday of a king. 'Twas a humble birthplace, but oh, how much God gave to us that day. From the manger bed, what a path has led, what a perfect holy way. Hallelujah, oh, how the angels sang. Hallelujah, how it rang, and the skies were bright with a holy light. 'Twas the birthday of a king. 'Twas the birthday of a king. Thank you.
Janet is doing one more. You need some music?
No. They could fall in if they want. People could fall in and sing because I'm sure everybody know this. The Virgin Mary had a baby boy. The Virgin Mary had a baby boy. The Virgin Mary had a baby boy. And they said that his name was Jesus. He comes from the glory. He comes from the glorious kingdom. He comes from the glory. Give me some conga. He comes from the glorious kingdom. Oh, yes, believer. Oh, yes, believer. He comes from the glory. He comes from the glorious kingdom. The angels saw where the baby born. The angels saw where the baby born. The angels saw where the baby born. And they said that his name was Jesus. He comes from the glory. He comes from the glorious kingdom. Sing with me. He comes from the glory. He comes from the glorious kingdom. Oh, yes, believer. Oh, yes, believer. He comes from the glory. He comes from the glorious kingdom. Let me hear you all. He comes from the glory. Yes. He comes from the glorious kingdom. Oh, yes, believer. Oh, yes, believer. He comes from the glory. He comes from the glorious kingdom. Thank you.
Janet Rose Cochran. Thank you very much. I'm going to call on the Episcopal Deanery Choir. So as they come forward, I'm going to ask Jimmy one more time what Jimmy does cook.
You tell again that I don't cook. Really and truly. You
So,
starve.
Jimmy, what was...
No, you starve to death if you're waiting for me to cook.
Okay. So what was
You look like Melissa by the time I'm done with you.
Oh, wow. Wow, man.
I mean, if you really want, you're welcome to stay. You know what I mean?
So what was your favorite food growing up?
My favorite growing up,
Yeah.
there was an answer from under the arch, free food. But I don't remember paying for it when I was smaller. That is my favorite food. No. But I really like stewed chicken and rice.
And who used to cook it?
I live home or no?
But who used to cook it? Your mother,
My
your
mother.
father?
My mother. I mean, no fast at home. No. I live home in La Valley or in Cuesta Verde. So my mother used to cook. Yeah, you know. Your mother could have cooked. I have it at your house several times.
Yeah. My mother could have cooked. My father could have cooked too. My favorite food was arroz con pollo.
That's the same thing I said.
No, you said stew chicken.
Yeah, but it's just chicken and rice, whether you stew it or arroz con pollo.
No,
Come on,
no. Jimmy.
You don't get one or two ways. That's it.
Jimmy.
You know that.
Stew chicken come in gravy.
Yes, I understand all of that.
Arroz con pollo cooked together
Right,
in
but
one pot.
you're splitting hairs now. If you are asked for arroz con pollo and you get stew chicken, you ain't gonna eat?
No.
Sandra, no. Ain't no way you'd have said no. Watch how you look. You never refuse your mother food. Stop it. Stop it.
Jimmy,
You only get one light per hour and you do it already.
I like food. Ain't no lie about that.
It's a good thing.
I like food.
It's a good thing.
But if I ask you for arroz con pollo,
yes,
and you give me stew chicken, me want it. I done in my mind. I
we're
done want
talking
chicken
about
and
when
rice.
we're talking about when we were small. How many choices did you get? You wake up in the morning and mother say, "Hey, what would you like to eat today?" No, you getting what come. You go get arroz con pollo in your mind all day long. If you getting chuleta, you gain that. And you ain't running, going for and up down the road looking for somebody that got arroz con pollo.
Yeah, I going to Miss Hydeman, and Miss Hydeman got samambal.
So that's your
And then
that's your go-to after arroz con pollo,
you go
samambal?
You go down to Miss Acevedo on the other side, and she might have arroz con pollo.
Wait, no, but wait, let
And
me
then
go
you
back
go to
to
Miss
it.
James up on the hill, and you get some carrot
Your
cake.
fall back to arroz con pollo is samambals?
Well, you know, you never know.
I ask you. I mean, if you ain't getting arroz con pollo, you asking for samambals,
Yeah,
really?
I don't like stew chicken.
All right.
All right, I think that the Episcopalian Deanery is ready. Choir, it's yours.
Yeah.
Episcopalian Deanery. Thank you very much.
Extremely, extremely thankful. They're good.
It brings back a lot of memories of going to St. Paul's and St. John's. At this time, we want to say some special thanks to the Crucian Cultural Group members, their family, and volunteers.
WTJX, Channel 12.
Via
Diageo USVI.
the Virgin Islands Lottery.
VI Department of Sports, Parks, and Recreation, and the maintenance crew.
Virgin Islands Department of Tourism and the Division of Festivals.
The Gentleman of Jones.
10 Sleepless Nights.
DJ
TSK.
Swain.
Virgin Islands Police Department.
Emergency Medical Services.
Virgin Islands Fire Services and Emergency Medical Services and Crew.
The VI Department of Public Works.
Caledonia Communication Corporation, WSTX AM 970.
VI Consortium.
All of the entertainers.
Special round of applause for them. Mr. David Marshall.
Attorney Kirk and Rauna Otto.
Mr. Randall Knight, Ricky Mesa, and the King and Prince Street crew.
Sergeant Arthur A. Joseph Sr. and the Virgin Islands Police Department officers.
Elvis Tumba Laiba, Exotic Sales and Rentals.
And Mr. Randall Knight. At this time, I just want to...
No, I got second page, you know.
Oh, you got second
Yeah,
page?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Lord, I
yeah,
forget.
yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of people involved in this
All
thing
right.
now. You
Mr. Raymond Ventura, the electrician.
Mr. Michael Jacobs, me know what he do.
Mr. Lloyd Daniel Jr., One Up Services.
Awards and Cycles, LLC.
Mrs. Naomi Osorio and family.
3G Consulting, LLC.
Mrs. Renee Jackson, Crucian Paradise Drinks.
Ms. Delita Burrows from Freedom Ring.
Mrs. Jane Myers, Guava Berry.
Ms. Lyra Tongue.
Candy and Tots. And Mr. Warren George's Purple Papaya. For those of you that have not been in Christiansted Town, please go down to Purple Papaya and look at the window. Crucian Cultural Group was awarded the window, and we decorated the window for Mr. Warren George's. So go and take a look.
What it look like? I mean,
It's beautiful. There is 2 beautiful costumes, one on each side, and then there's a lot of old time things. Demi John.
You go see it in the
mahogany.
night or
Yeah,
any day?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
It's lit? All right.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
So we're going to have one from TSK, and then we'll come back.
Dashing through the bush in my yellow horse and cat, going my merry way, eating the guava tart, taking a joyous ride with my mabby by my side. 10 sleepless nights was jamming hard, we end up in dark yard. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a yellow horse and cat. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a yellow horse and cat. I was dashing through the bush in my yellow horse and cat, going my merry way, eating the guava tart, taking a joyous ride with my mommy by my side. Look, the night was jamming hard, we end up in dark yard. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a yellow hat and cat. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a yellow hat and cat. Dashing through the bush in my yellow hats and cap, going my merry way, eating my guava tart, taking a joyous ride with my mommy by my side. Then Silver's night was jamming hard, we end up in the yard. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a yellow hats and cap. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a yellow hat and cap. Someday that's a Santa Claus. Oh, where is Santa Claus? He promised he will be here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Mamacita. Someday that's a Santa Claus. I look for him because it's Christmas Day. Oh, I know that he is not sleeping. I know that he's not far away. I open the window and I'm peeping, hoping to see him in his sleigh. I hope he don't forget to bring that castanet and put it in his reindeer sleigh. Up Comet, up Cupid, up Donna, up Vixen, away, away, away. Mamacita, I don't dare let the Santa Claus. I look for him because it's Christmas Day.
TSK. TSK. It's Christmas time.
Sound good, yeah.
Yes, sir. You
I
really
like it.
sound good.
Yeah, I like it.
We'd like to thank a few people in our audience this evening for being here with us. Lieutenant Governor Roach, thank you for being here this evening. And Senator Frankie Johnson, who works behind the scenes and has been with us from year one. Now, they're giving out little gift bags. We think about everything. So, Diageo, you have a little bottle of rum, you have a bottle of coquito, you have a bottle of guava berry, you have a tart, and you have a black cake. Your Christmas gift has been given to you. Crucian Cultural Group tries to keep traditions going. So this is our gift to you for being here this evening and being a part of this wonderful party that we have had with Jimmy. I still got a few questions for Jimmy, but I'm going to leave it till next year.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead. I might not make it.
Jimmy.
I might learn to sing and go straight to heaven.
I go to heaven with you too. So the two of us go to heaven together.
No, because your favorite canned food is salmon.
No, I don't like salmon.
You said salmon balls. That's a canned food.
I had liked salmon balls when I was small, but I don't like them no more.
No?
Not really. I'll eat one here and there, but I'm not a salmon lover.
So what turned you off?
I enjoy pasteles.
I believe you saying like we there on TV.
No, I like pasteles.
My favorite canned food is canned beef.
I like canned beef and rice and cream corn.
So
and some fried plantain on the side.
All right, so you ain't
But my husband don't eat canned beef, so I don't only cook it for me.
There's a lot of things you just cook for yourself sometimes. You don't go, everybody go eat with you.
So what you don't fix that you really, really like?
I tell you, when you ask me the same question 9 times, me
wife,
fixing nothing.
What does your wife fix for you that you really, really like? Or your sister?
No. My wife.
Yeah, your wife cook. I know that.
Yeah.
So what she don't cook for you?
Me want nobody coming over or nothing. So just for me, that's it.
I don't have to people's house, no, so I ain't going.
I'm not inviting you. I want you to
But
come
that's
when I
okay.
eat in that.
That's okay.
I'll come by your house.
You
no
can
problem.
come by my house.
All right. Okay.
And you can have some guava berry. I'll give you some.
I got some from you already.
All right, I'll give you some more.
Not so much. I want to eat.
You know what? We are getting ready for this evening's light up. So within a few minutes, we are going to turn off the floodlights. Officers, floodlights, please. But before, as the lights are going off, I have to say one more thing. This has been a magical evening.
It certainly has.
It has been.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
And to Francis' family and friends, all we can say to you is that we love you. We are so thankful that you are here this evening because you have really made this a special evening. And know that the angel Francis is over us. He's here with us this evening. We love him dearly and we will continue loving him. And now we love all of you. So now we got a bigger family. And I didn't get to come to the house till last time. So I come in next time, okay? I going to find out where the house there and I come in. I going to just show up. All right? Jimmy, you coming with me?
Yeah, sure. They got free food, right?
Yeah.
That family look like they cook.
Who the cook? Who the cook? Mommy the cook? All right,
Yeah.
we come in. We're going to tell Mommy we come in and we come in.
Just not count food, okay? Miss Francis, no count.
And Jimmy and I come in to eat. We'll bring the rum. Don't worry about it.
I could do that.
All right. The lights are off. Shall we have the countdown? Huh?
Murmurings from the back.
They're giving me, and they know I can't hear good already.
You can't hear with all these things in our
ear.
ear.
That ear, take the other one, I can't
Right.
hear good.
Yeah. Did you put in a good ear? You go come forward, 'cause they know we're trying to hear what you're saying. And they think like you should be shy of the camera. This is your thing. What she says? Sandra, what she said?
All right.
Tell me what she said.
She came to my good ear, so I heard it. We have a final tribute to Francis after the lights are lit. So we're going to light the trees, and then we're going to come back and end this fabulous evening with a tribute to Francis. So make sure you're sitting so that you can see it or hear it. So at this time, the lights are out. So is the person at the plug? The lights are out? All right, countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Light it
There
up.
it goes.
There we go.
Magical. Thank you to all of the tree sponsors and all of the persons that came out here and assisted up until last night with lights. We had some on the fences that weren't going on. We had some on the trees. But look at this. This
It's a beautiful
magical.
thing.
Throughout the Christmas season, the park will be open until midnight, so you can come in. We're hoping, and we will advertise it, we're hoping that one evening we will have some photographers here so you can come and have some family photos done amongst the trees. So we will put it on Facebook and in the newspapers, and we'll let you know what's going on as soon as we get that. But we had quite a number of people last year who came in pajamas and had pictures taken.
Oh,
So we
Justice
think
Chuck
it's a
on the
great
corner.
time.
Beg Chuck for the key.
Chuck is going to open the place. It's going to be okay. So Jimmy and I might come in pajamas one night and take some
I
pictures,
don't
okay?
wear no pajamas.
Well, you all got to wear pajamas at night. You can't come
Me, who will
naked.
buy pajamas to walk in the park? One day of the year and buy clothes. for the park.
Yes, Jimmy. There are people here.
But-
So please be nice.
I will not streak down King Street to walk in the park.
Again, thank you to all of the tree sponsors. This is a magical evening. The lights are beautiful. The trees are gorgeous. It's nice.
It is.
You will get to take a walk in the park because the park will be open. So I am going to turn it over to WTJX. But before I turn it over to WTJX, I have to say to WTJX, to the entire staff of WTJX, I love you all dearly. I want you to know that. And that's why I bring a special battle for you tonight.
They've
So-
done a tremendous job, and I think you also have to thank both of the
But you
committees
know,
and the groups.
I have to thank TJX because they have come to my house. And then I go to work, and I work at the prison. And the prisoner said, oh,
So which house
we
did
see
they
you on
come
TV. We see you on TV. Because they done the guava
They-
berry and guava jelly.
They come to your prison house?
No,
or
they
your-
come to my personal house.
We you to spend more time.
You know, Jimmy,
And I tell you the
spend-
things I don't know.
I spend a lot of time at home, but I also go to work. I just still walk. But WTJX came to my home
Oh, okay.
in 62 Estate on his home. You
Uh-huh.
remember? That's where I live?
Yes, yes.
All right. And they've done guava berry, they've done guava jelly, green gauge, you know, and it just keeps going. So last night I said to them, you all are playing these. They said, oh, no, we have a YouTube channel. So it plays on the YouTube channel.
Oh, we got to mention the app again,
Yes.
too, the
and
TJ app. the
Please
TJ app.
download the app, the WTJX app, and that way anytime there's anything live, you can see it. But you can also be a part of the WTJX family.
I think Ben told us they could replay the show as well, too, for those who had missed it. I guess it's
So
archived
for
and they
family
could go
and
back in
friends
it.
who have missed it, remind them if they download the app, they can see the show this evening. So I am now turning it over to WTJX for the tribute. Again, thank you to everyone for being here this evening. It has been a wonderful evening. Year number 4, year number 5 is coming up. For those of you that would like to participate and assist the Crucial Cultural Group, okay. No, if you want to help us, just call one of us and you can come forward. So I am now sending it for the tribute.
Amazing life. It's crushable spice. More life again. Oh, strength again. Guidance again. Again. Sometimes I cry. Sometimes I smile while I've made the choice to live this life and do the best to survive. It's a lonely road, but I keep Jah beside me. If there's a way, there is a fire burning inside of me. Yeah, look at me now, standing at the crossroads. I know I'm calling you, Jah, for a better tomorrow. More life again, more strength again, protection again, guidance again, more love again, more strength again, protection again. I take my time and I count my blessings. You live and you learn what life has taught me. Take as a lesson. Ooh, I found love within myself. Can't trust no one, only you, Jah, and no one else. Yeah. Hey, yeah, look at me now, standing at the crossroads. Call on you, Jah, for a better tomorrow. Yeah, more life again, more strength again, guidance again, more love again, protection again, more life again, more strength again, more love again, protection again, more strength again, guidance again, love again. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I smile. I made my choice to live this life and do the best to survive. It's a lonely road, Jah beside me. If there's a way, there is a fire burning inside me. More life again, more strength again, prosperity again, protection again, more life again, prosperity.
But you are left a little bit. Very moving, very moving.
Very moving. A tribute to a gentleman, to Francis.
Definitely.
Please stand. And again, thanks to the family for allowing us to do this evening. We thank you for saying it was okay. And thank you for being here. Again, the ruins going on to the bypass are lit. And that was also done by the Crucian Cultural Group. So enjoy them. There are some large statues done by Waldemar Broadhurst. There's 2 dancers and then some Mokojumbis. So take a look at the ruins going on to the bypass and enjoy them. Enjoy Purple Papaya. Enjoy the park. There is music for another hour. Stanley is staying here and playing music. There is an open bar. And I would believe that there's still some food there. We ask you to stay, enjoy yourselves, go in and see the trees, and have a wonderful evening. And again, thank you for coming this evening. Okay, so the family is going to be escorted in, and then everyone else can come out afterwards. So thank you again to everyone for coming out this evening. To all of the performers and our friends, CCG says thank you and good evening.
And we would like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well. Thank you.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let everyone prepare him room. Heaven and nature sing, heaven and nature sing. Heaven and nature sing. He rules the world with truth and truth. And let the nations prove the glory of his righteousness and the wonders of his love, wonders of his love, the wonders and wonders of his love. Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive her King. Let everyone prepare him room. Heaven and nature sing, heaven and nature sing. Heaven and nature sing. He rules the world with truth and truth. And let the nations prove the glory of his righteousness, the wonders of his love, the wonders of his love, the wonders and wonders of his love.
views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of WTJX, its board, staff, or underwriters. This program was underwritten in part by and viewers like you.